Hey guys, what's going on? This is Travis P11. I want to welcome you back to the channel. Well guys, it is December 31st. It is currently 22 degrees outside. I've got a hunting trip coming up this week, and I think it's time to get some warmer gloves. We have an Arctic front that's going to be pushing through this evening, and it's going to be dropping down to about 1 or 2 below zero without a wind chill. Now, I know for some people who live up north that's really not a big deal, but you do notice a bit of a difference between 0 and 20, 0 and 30 degrees, especially when you live where we do. So, I went ahead and headed over to Walmart and was looking for some new gloves. And just checking out the hunting aisle to see what was left over, and I found these Mossy Oak brand pop top gloves. Now, Mossy Oak, not everything they make is the Mossy Oak camouflage pattern and so on. Oh, and by the way, we got plenty of Black Rifle Coffee Company coffee to keep us warm, and I think I'm ready for another cup, so we will not get too cold this winter. But anyway, back to the gloves, right? Pop top gloves. All right, so they don't exactly say what the material is to keep them warm, but I want to talk about some of the features. We'll try them on, talk a little bit about the sizing and so on. Initially, you notice a couple of the tags. They are 20 bucks, by the way. I did buy them with my own money. These are men's large, extra large. They're a little snug. I would say I have medium-sized hands. Look for an XL, 2XL if they have them. The rating of very cold was the reason why I bought them. There's mild, cold, and very cold, and it's going to be very cold outside this week. And for features, we got infused with microband scent control technology. Microband's been around for quite a while. I've seen it used like on a lot of like children's items, like baby seats and you know, trays and tables and things like that, high chairs and stuff. And now it's been brought over into the clothing industry. It's probably been there for quite a while. Prevents bacterial growth, which prevents scent. Okay, heat retention, inner lining, pull tabs for quick removal, and a non-slip palm. And they do talk about the heat retention. It just simply says that it's made with a specially engineered fabric that absorbs and retains your own body heat, keeping you warm when it's cold outside. Now, for the longest time, and as long as I can remember, I've been just a user of 3M thin slate gloves. These are just some 60 gram Wells Lamont gloves that I just, you know, wear around. But I've been a big fan of the thin slate gloves for as long as I can remember, going all the way back to grade school, right? So I don't know if this is thin slate, but we'll see how they work. So when I test these, it's 20-some degrees out right now. It's very windy outside, which is good because it's the wind that penetrates the fabric that really shows the test of a good set of gloves, if they're going to keep your hands warm or not. Also, I'll be testing these out over the next couple days as the temperature drops down into the single digits. Especially tomorrow morning when I go outside. I guarantee it's going to be really cold out. So let's go and get these out of the package. We'll just kind of take a look at the build quality. We'll try them on and see if this is something that we want to go with. Okay, now when it comes to price, these are, by the way, blaze orange. I'm not sure how well this color is going to show up on the camera, but they're a nice dark orange color, bright orange color that you would use for hunting, just for better visibility. When it comes to gloves at Walmart or just gloves in general, these are 20 bucks, which really in terms of gloves is not that much. I was looking at some of just the basic gloves in the glove department, not even the hunting department, and they basically started at around $15. Some of the features that we have here, obviously you've got access to your fingers. You've got this mitten that will go over the fingers to keep your fingers warm. You can flip them back. Especially since I'm going to be hunting, I need safe access to my firearm, and that's the best way to do it. I knew that I wanted a mitten style, something that was really going to keep my fingers warm, and I traditionally just wear just regular full finger gloves, and that's it. You do have a nice grippy, it's a suede material with like this kind of design on it. It's kind of a sticky plastic feel, kind of a rubbery plastic feel. This is definitely going to be grippy. I wouldn't say it's tacky. Well, it's tacky without being sticky, so you don't have to worry about your firearm sliding around in your hands, or if you have something you need to lift up or whatnot, you should have no trouble holding on to it. They do continue that pattern here on the back too. These must be for some sort of tension maybe. I don't know if this is, we have some little elastic that goes across these two middle fingers here. And there's one little thing about the design I'm not a big fan of, but you do have the Velcro strap right here, okay, which makes them easy to take off and put on. We'll see how well this actually holds up. It's just a single stitch around here, but really they're only going to get used a few times per year. Inside, I noticed the design, it kind of reminds me of like Columbia winter coats and jackets. They've got this pattern in here, so that must be the heat retention. It's a fleece, but it has kind of a design sewn into it, and sometimes that's like a thermal material that is used to retain heat. Materials, let's see what these things are actually made out of. Maybe we can get some idea as to what they are. Probably just a polyester or something. Okay, so the shell is 100% polyester, the lining is 100% polyester, the filling is 100% polyester, and again, color is blaze orange. So they're just polyester, but the way that they weave the polyester, the design, hopefully is designed to retain heat. They're not too bulky. Like I said, I've got medium-sized hands. The fit is a pretty decent cut. They're a little tight around the fingers, but I think they need to be maybe broken in a little bit too. I've only tried them on a couple times in the store. And you can go ahead and flip the mitten part around to keep your hands warm. There you go. They do have a nice like kind of brushed fleece on the outside. It should help with some wind resistance. And then the thumb is my only real complaint. Because of the cut of the thumb, it's a little hard to get your finger completely covered without having to take one of your gloves off. And even then, you're probably going to be using your teeth or something to manipulate this to get that cover to go back over your thumb. You do have magnets built into them, which is really cool, which will keep them secure when you flip them back when it comes time to actually access your firearm, or if you need to take that shot, which I really like. Another thing too, there's a little bit of open space in these mittens. I hope that doesn't allow cold air to kind of accumulate in there and chill down your fingers, but we'll see how well they actually hold up. I mean, like I said, they're rated for very cold weather, so we'll see how well they actually work. So right now, I mean, they seem to be adequate. They seem to be decent for what they are. Oh, and there's also kind of a rubberized material on the palm here too, which is interesting. They kind of carry the theme over, but they don't have the black suede on this side. So that's kind of interesting they did that. But anyway, we're going to go and wear these for a couple days. I'm going to come back and tell you how they are. I'll talk about how they are in the 20-degree range. I'll talk about how they are in the sub-zero range. We'll see if they have any kind of wind resistance to them at all. I'm not going to be filming outside while I'm wearing these, though. I'll wear them when I take the dog out. I'll take them when I work outside a little bit, mainly because my camera equipment does not like it when it gets below freezing, so it's just smarter to go this way. But overall, they seem to be good. They don't seem to be too bulky, not too crazy, but adequate for, you know, say a deer hunt and so on. So just hang tight here, guys. I'm going to come back and give you a report over the next 2 days. So we'll check in with you a couple times and we'll see how well they work. Okay, guys, so here's what we're dealing with right now. 17 degrees, cloudy, 30-mile-an-hour north wind, and feels like 3 below zero. This is in Lexington, Nebraska right now at 11:40 on New Year's Eve. I spent 30 minutes outside with these gloves on. I took the dog for a walk. I piddled around outside, and there's already some pros and cons. All right, first of all, pros. These things are very wind resistant. At no point did my hands or my fingers get cold. Okay, so these are nice and tight, and again, this was perfect. In terms of activity and stuff, if you're going to sit in a deer blind, these are going to be great. If you're going to maybe just be sitting up in a stand, or you know, any kind of a situation where you don't have to do a lot of movement, maybe you're just going to carry a rifle, they're going to be fine. Biggest problem I ran into is the thumbs. Okay, so with it being really windy outside, it was easy for the wind to kind of catch these and flip them back. And they needed maybe they just need to be broken in more, but they're really hard to keep them down around your finger. And so if you do any kind of like movement or you're moving stuff around, they start to slowly work themselves up and then back, and then they flip open. And then you got freezing thumbs. So if you're going to be sitting, these are going to be more than adequate. If you're not going to be going anywhere, they're going to be fine. They are very warm. Again, my hands did not get cold. And again, we're only talking 30 minutes, but 30 minutes at say 17 degrees with a really stout north wind that I was walking around in, you really start to figure out quick what's going to work and what's not going to work. So right now they're not bad. We're going to test them out at hopefully 0 degrees tomorrow morning. When we get up, we'll check back in with you, and we'll just give you a little report. But initially, yeah, they're not bad. One thing I really like about them that a lot of my gloves don't have is you do have the lining around the wrist part, okay, which is really nice, especially with a heavy coat on. These go right over the cuffs of your coat, and so you can make them nice and tight to keep a nice wind seal, because you do feel that cold wind when it's coming in. So again, not bad so far, not bad. Again, plenty of room for the fingers, but trying to manipulate stuff and move around, expect that little thumb to pop up, which just kept driving me nuts. So is it a deal breaker? I don't know. I would hope that these stretch out a little bit and this goes down a little bit easier and stays down. It almost needs like a little strap right here. If I could put like a little Velcro strap or something to keep it down. I wish there was something you could do to keep them from moving, because it's, you know, if you move your thumb around too much and touch anything or tap anything, they're going to flip back up on you. So it's nice to have that magnetic part, but then again, it's also kind of a hindrance. So we will check in tomorrow morning. Okay guys, so we're sitting at a balmy 9 degrees right now. It says it feels like it's 7 below zero with the wind chill. The wind, it says 13 miles an hour, but it is not nearly as fierce as it was yesterday. So I didn't get the 0 degrees I was hoping for, but we're going to go ahead and put these gloves on and try them out this morning. Wear them around for a little while outside. Like I said, I'm not expecting much of a difference, but I'm noticing that the more I wear them, the easier it is for me to keep this thumb flap over the top. Because like I said initially, they have a tendency to pop back. But as they break in, I got a feeling that this little cap is going to stay on my thumb better, and I won't have frozen thumbs by the time I'm done walking the dog. So anyway, let's go outside for a little while. We'll come back and just kind of give you a little final report on these gloves and see whether or not there's something you should think about picking up. Okay, so what's my initial final verdict on these gloves after using them for a couple days out in freezing cold temperatures? Pros about them, they are very well built. They do fit the hand well. They do keep your hands warm, and the wind resistance is definitely there. I can attest to that. So cost is another important part of it. The fact that you can get a pair of these for 20 bucks. If you just look around the glove department at Walmart, there's a lot of gloves that are out there that are 15 or 20 bucks that have a lot less insulation or potential to keep your hands warm versus gloves like this. I do like the grippy surface. It's easy to grab different items. They're easy to flip out. The magnets are very nice too. So these little pop top gloves, great. I do recommend them. But again, like I said, this little thumb flap, and this is just a little sticking point for me. I'm hoping as they break in that the thumb will stay on there. But to me, that is kind of a make or break for these things. So it kind of depends on your hand and how well they fit. Now, if you really get a good tug on them and you get that little cap on there tight, you're going to stay warm. If you stay, say, in a deer stand like I mentioned before, or you're sitting in a blind or some sort of a vehicle, these are not going to move. You're not going to have problems. But if you are stalking or going through the trees, any kind of little bump and they start to pull back, then you have to stop what you're doing. You got to pull them back down. And again, that's just part of the design. Love it or hate it, that's just how they are. The little mitten parts do keep the hands nice and warm. So yeah, I do recommend them right now. If I have any problems with them long term, I'll come back and let you guys know. The sewing again on the fingers seems to be pretty well done. And again, for 20 bucks, it's really hard to beat all the different features that they have. I love the full fleece lining, including on the wrists. It's going to keep you nice and tight. It's going to be a nice wind block for you, because nothing is worse when you're out hunting and having colder hands. It's one of the worst things that's out there. Freezing fingers is not fun. You could be all dressed up and warm and you can just have freezing hands. And when you're trying to manipulate a firearm, you need to definitely play it safe. So Mossy Oak pop top gloves, you can find these at Walmart. They should still have a few pairs left over, even though we're starting to get out of the the firearm season for a lot of states, and archery for deer and so on. They're still out there, so definitely give them a try, see what you think. If you have a pair of these, go ahead and feel free to give me some feedback below or ask me any questions, and I'll let you know. So anyway, guys, that's it. Thanks for joining us. Again, 2019 is going to be a great year. It's definitely pretty cold out right now, so who knows, we might be doing a few more cold weather tests for you. A lot more range tests coming your way, a lot of gear tests coming your way. Please like or subscribe, and if you like what you see, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm over on Gunstreamer. I'm on UGEtube. You can also follow me on gunchannels.com as well as guntube.org. All over the place, guys, so please like or subscribe. Mash that bell so you don't miss a video. Otherwise, guys, that is it. Mossy Oak pop top gloves. I'm going to give them probably an 8 out of 10 overall, and we'll see if this continues to be an issue, and I'll keep you guys updated. So otherwise, guys, that's it. Have a great 2019, and as you know, we will talk to you soon. And be safe. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.